What the? Sir? Sir. I'm not here for that, sir. This is not a show, and that kind of show, you know? Hello, everyone. This is Boricua Binks, and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. In the last episode, we were really beginning to sink our teeth into the investigation portions of the game. We saw, of course, we know who killed the detective buddy Faith, but of course we have to now figure it out as Edgeworth and prove it. So yeah, we were just doing a lot of tutorial stuff and looking around the office and seeing what an adorable dork Edgeworth is. But let's continue on. Alrighty. So we have finished looking around. Yeah, pretty thoroughly, I think. Alright, so let's actually finally talk to this douche. Or wait, no, I think I said I had to do logic, right? Yeah, maybe I should do logic first. The killer's goal. What has happened in my office? What was the killer after? But then we have the wiped fingerprints. Another handgun. Other than the victim's gun, could there be another gun in play? Signs of a struggle. Files are a mess, pointing to a struggle between the victim and the killer. I'm thinking we're gonna go with the killer's goal. And... thinking this. It's either signs of a struggle or wiped fingerprints. I can't remember. Let's try this. I hope I'm right. Come on. Come on. Yeah! I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after.
Well, what is it, sir?
The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. Motive theft, question mark. The culprit tried to open my safe. Was the killer's motive theft? Alright, more logic. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. Alright, I do like, compared to Phoenix, where sometimes you have to make large jumps of logic. Although it's a lot of bluffing and wild guesses. I think with Edgeworth, it's nice to see a step-by-step process shown clearly in this way. It's an interesting gameplay mechanic, and it's pretty cool, but sometimes you have to try to figure out the way that the game wants you to think. Okay, so we have that. I'm wondering if that will go with the signs of a struggle? Let's try. It might not work right now. I don't know if there's another clue I need to gain, but let's see if the game is gonna be lenient enough. Yeah! There is a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer.
Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir?
Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library.
Sure. Let's give that a try. Did I ever tell y'all that I actually was considering becoming a librarian at one point, just because how much I love books? But actually becoming a librarian is very difficult. Like, the schooling and education you would need to go through is pretty complicated. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I could have done it. I just didn't think about it soon enough that by the time I thought about it, I was like, never mind. Oh god, stupid Sportsman. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. He's like, ugh, this faker. I think Edgeworth can see right through him. He probably doesn't suspect him as the killer yet, but he's like, yeah, you're a piece of garbage. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. Wow, Edgeworth, that was, something else. All we can do is search for the truth. And, so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Here, let me help. I don't think you should have him helping.
So this file goes here, and that book goes there.
You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done.
It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here.
Bloodstains in the bookshelf are still fresh.
I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf.
And then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out.
But Gumshoe, you've been a detective for how long now? You should be used to this. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now.
But you know I'm no good with blood, sir.
This is actually the first time Gumshoe has ever said that. It's just kind of surprising. I don't know why he never mentioned it before. But then again, by the time Phoenix sees Gumshoe, I think usually there's not a lot of blood or anything on the scene. I don't remember. But it's usually like way after, right? I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. I think we can pretty much see what's going on. Like, why is there a bullet hole so low down there if we know he was shot, you know, way higher? Because it's not like his body was all the way down there, so... Deduce! Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Point out the contradiction. Well, we're just gonna say... yeah, this. The bullet went through his abdomen. Eureka! There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole.
What do you mean, sir?
You don't see, are you blind? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up.
But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or laying down, sir?
That would be illogical. The victim leaned against this shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot.
Then that means... wait, what does that mean, sir?
Gumshoe, please. It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. Exactly. How did you get this far in life, sir? I don't know how he got into being a detective. Like, don't you need to pass exams and stuff? That's something I've always wondered. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? I'm gonna say it was the order of the files. I believe the order of the files is a bit off.
You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir.
Yeah? Oh?
Yeah, You see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird.
Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye.
But the numbers are all out of order.
Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, Detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out.
Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved?
They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe.
Ah.
As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should be logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith.
And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess.
Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim.
But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files once more?
Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime. But why?
Interesting.
Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look.
I mean, obviously, quite a lot of things have changed. Like we said, this bullet hole.
As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be.
And we figured out the killer went through your bookshelf twice.
Indeed, there are many things the killer did that don't make sense. To figure out the whys, we need more information.
Alright, and the most important thing, of course, is this thing that appeared.
This!
Oh. That would be Gumshoe's name. Oh no.
Gumshoe, are you becoming the new Maya? Oh no.
What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood?
I'd say it's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed.
No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me! Say something, sir!
It appears that one of my files was stolen.
Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation?
It's like, oh, I don't care about you. Is this what the killer was really after?
Okay. Oh, that's it? Uh-oh.
Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it.
Oh boy.
I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do?
What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him.
And this is the part that's pretty cool about this game. Even though the majority is us investigating, there are also parts where we cross-examine people. Kind of like what we would do in a trial.
One way or another, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. Sorry. Oh, I love that song. I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique.
Ooh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir?
Might as well. Why not? Alright. First, I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open the organizer and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply touch the presented button, but that's old news.
It's not like there's gonna be a flaw in their testimony every time, right?
Correct, and at those times I need to press the witness by touching the press button. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony.
I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations, too.
Sorry, I heard investigations too, and I'm like, thinking of the next game, which I've never played. Even though I'm not totally blind, but I'm excited for that LP, but it's gonna be a long way from now, so gotta get through this game first. Very well, I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Argument. Mr. Portsman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. Nah, we already played that game. Sorry. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Yeah, yours. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Alright. Rebuttal time. Let's see. You stole Jim's gun, shot him dead. Why would he need to do that if he has his own gun? Just saying. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. Let's do some pressing, actually. Just to see if there's anything new he can say. Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft.
Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth?
It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle.
I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals each day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but...
Oh, you poor thing, your blood pressure must be through the roof. That's really sad. Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. What a motive, no? Okay. Jim's body was sitting in front of the bookshelf. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding.
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something.
Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal.
There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Edgeworth, please.
Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth.
Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it. With evidence. Yes, game, I know.
Pretty practically spelling it out for me, but it's the first case. That happens.
I can ask for a better setup. For the game finishing spike.
You think you're a volleyball? Actually, he reminds me of a character from my favorite volleyball anime, Haikyuu. A much eviler version, but yeah. Yeah. If y'all know who I'm talking about, I'm sure you see it too. Okay. Well, we're not going to waste much time, so let's just present this, because we know that one of the files is missing, so. Objection! Oh, that sexy objection voice. Oh, I've missed you, Edgeworth.
Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Sportsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down with the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible. What's impossible, Mr. Sportsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Oh, that's his voice, huh?
It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder.
You fool.
I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof.
Yeah, I mean the S is gone and there's only half an H.
If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood.
That stupid reaction.
Which means what exactly? What does that make this dying message?
This makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene.
A stupid one at that.
That's so low. Can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir.
Like being a criminal who kills people isn't bad enough.
I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have him under arrest in no time.
Well, Mr. Sportsman. Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. You win some, you lose some. That's how life goes.
Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive.
But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however.
What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal?
Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office?
That would be me. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal.
Oh, what the? Sir? Sir. I'm not here for that, sir. This is not a show, and that kind of show, you know?
That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say?
Sir, please. Sir? What are you doing? Stop that, please.
Well, I was thinking, did you know there is one other person with the key to this office? One other person.
What the? What the? Sir, stop stripping and redressing, and it's just weird. Well, actually, we're gonna leave this episode right here. We will find out about this other person in the next one. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this, and until next time, have a nice day. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And also make sure to ring the bell for notifications for new episodes. You can follow me on Twitch, where I stream every week, and also follow me on Twitter for updates. Until next time, have a nice day. Adios!